Coming up on Nightside, the Runnin' Rebels are launched into the Sweet 16. SWAT neutralizes an early morning standoff. Another success for the Space Shuttle program. And some teeter-tottering preteens. It's all coming up next on Nightside.
I'm John Brewer, General Manager of all of Camino Camper, with news so exciting I wanted to bring it to you myself. Are you worried about inflation? So are we at Camino Camper. I'm introducing a new deflation campaign. What does that mean to you? Special bank financing as low as 8.8 on selected 88 and 9.9 on selected 89. In the nearly 20 years I've been in this industry, I can never recall financing being that low. We are Camino Camper, the world's largest motorhome dealer, because you made us that way.
Camino Camper, where did you go?
If you're looking for the multi-purpose convenience of a plush van conversion, all for a special low price, Fletcher Jones Chevrolet Special Purchase Conversion Van Liquidation Sale is going on now. We've got vans to please everyone, with special interiors, custom craftsmanship, and many more items. Drive one home for only $259 per month. You can also save up to $5,000 on these beautiful van conversions if you act now. Fletcher Jones Chevrolet's fantastic conversion van liquidation sale ends soon.
This is KVBC Las Vegas. Now, News 3 Nightside with David Riggleman and Laura Stephenson. Colin Cowherd on sports and Karen Roberts with the weather. This is News 3, the Weekend Report.
Good evening. Runnin' Rebel fever is at a red-hot pitch tonight. The team downed Depaul 85-70 and was greeted by a sea of red at McCarran just minutes ago. The U.S. Air flight arrived just after 10 and fans packed the terminal to greet the players, the cheerleaders, and other tired fans. They'll meet the #1 ranked Wildcats Thursday, but tonight, as you can see, it's celebration time. Now, Colin will have highlights later, plus Scott Reynolds and I will have live reports next week from Denver as the Rebels make their way to the Final Four.
A 3.5-hour standoff today outside a local convenience store meant for some tense moments. Police negotiators finally talked Bruce Edward Carroll into giving up his gun. Lonnie Levitt reports Carroll was threatening to kill himself or have police do it for him.
SWAT officers had their fingers poised on their triggers ready to shoot. Carroll paced around the 7-Eleven parking lot waving his .38 and at times placing it to his head or in his mouth. Metro believes the man was attempting to commit suicide by forcing a police officer to shoot him.
There were several moments I felt it was going to come down to shooting the suspect.
Officers on the scene say Carroll yelled, "Shoot me, kill me, blow my head off." But it never came down to that. When he approached the vehicle, we had within 3 feet of officers. Our officers were forced to give up their cover to protect the citizens, and that makes it pretty tough when you're standing out there face-to-face with the guy holding a gun.
The police were tipped off by another 7-Eleven store clerk at Reno and Maryland Parkway. Evidently, Carroll was walking around and waving his gun before he climbed into his car and headed over here.
Martha Shamberry was the only customer inside the store when Carroll got out of his car and held the gun to his head.
The clerk comes over to me and she goes, "He's got a gun." So I go, "Oh no, my kids are in the car."
Metro officers got Shamberry and the store clerk outside through the side door.
My 10-year-old was sitting there and happened to glance over and see the guy had a gun, and he told his brother to get down. When he got down, they stayed there.
Sergeant Dillon and his officers were able to pull the plain van inside, blocking the suspect's view of the children. He then physically grabbed the children, put them in the van, and backed out of the way.
After standing face-to-face with the negotiator, and at times holding the gun to his own head, Carroll finally emptied his weapon and turned it over. Lonnie Levitt, News 3 Nightside.
Carroll has been charged with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon and has been ordered to undergo a psychiatric evaluation. The south runway at McCarran had to be shut down during the incident to keep the noise from interfering with the negotiations. A Las Vegas man is in critical condition tonight at UMC. 40-year-old Pedro Becerra was shot in the head today. Metro was called to the 200 block of West Wilson after someone reported there was a man in the street who had been shot in the head. Police are looking for a suspect tonight. He's described as a black or Latin man, 5'8" to 5'11", in his 30s. The suspect has a salt and pepper beard and was wearing khaki pants and a shirt which could be a hotel uniform. He also has a scar on the right side of his face running from his eye to his mouth. Metro's homicide unit is waiting for the results of an autopsy before starting its investigation into the death of a 1-year-old boy. That boy was taken to University Medical Center today where he died. Police were notified in case the death was the result of neglect or abuse. The boy was reportedly being watched by his 12-year-old brother when he apparently fell to his death. The baby's mother was at work at the time. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow.
Dan, the valley's been calmer tonight, except in North Las Vegas, where teenagers with spring break fever have been keeping police busy. Metro checked in with a number of family flights, plus report a person was stabbed at a mobile home park in the east end of town and taken to UMC. On the highway, 10 accidents to report and 3 DUI arrests. Also, firefighters have been busy putting out a rash of small fires all over town, and that's Nike. A Reno pilot was killed when an Air Force cargo plane crashed in Texas today. Thomas Bill Johnson of Reno and Captain Gerald McCall died in the accident near Carswell Air Force Base. The plane was carrying military explosives when it crashed just after takeoff in a nearby field. The two crewmen notified the control tower of an in-flight emergency moments before the crash. Now, investigators did recover the flight data recorder, but are still searching for the plane's voice recorder. Well, no problems with the Discovery touchdown early today. Close to 500,000 people showed up in the California desert to cheer the end of the 5-day mission. As Tom Mintier reports, it was a perfect landing.
The Space Shuttle Discovery kept its appointment with several 100,000 people who turned out to see the return from space.
Discovery, take care. Data to now.
The early morning landing at Edwards Air Force Base in California was on concrete runway 22. NASA wanted to test out a redesigned braking system on the space plane.
Well done, Discovery. That's one to be proud of. We felt like we rode through the whole mission with you.
The touchdown capped a 5-day mission that covered nearly 2 million miles and circled the Earth 79 times. With the U.S. space agency, NASA, it provided dramatic proof that they've returned to space. But for Rear Admiral Richard Truly, chief of the shuttle program, this third post-Challenger flight does not mean routine.
This is still a risky business, and we plan to treat the next liftoff and the one after that the same way we've treated these.
When the Discovery crew stepped out of the orbiter, they were met by NASA officials who joined them on the traditional checkout walk looking for damage. Unlike the last flight of Atlantis, which sustained considerable damage to its heat shield tiles, there was no such evidence this time. A few tiles were chipped on the 87-ton spaceship, but no serious damage was found.
We just concluded a 5-day flight with essentially zero problems. And that's really a credit to the people that worked so hard to build and get these shuttles ready to fly.
The Air Force estimated that more than 450,000 people turned out to see the Discovery landing.
Good patriotic feeling. America's on the move.
Many in the crowd were college students who decided to include the shuttle landing as a spring break activity. The next shuttle flight is planned for late April, when Atlantis will send the $500 million Magellan probe on a voyage to Venus. NASA hopes to complete 7 flights this year and get onto a monthly schedule by 1992. Tom Mintier, CNN, reporting.
And later, the Discovery crew was shuttled to Houston, Texas. That's where they'll be staying the night following a full day of celebration. And as Tom Mintier reported, next up for NASA is an April 28th launch of the Space Shuttle Atlantis.
Still to come tonight on Nightside, the governor is called upon to settle a dispute over Opportunity Village.
And this balmy Saturday night should shape up to a super Sunday. We'll light up the forecast next.
Mr. Malachek, we've got to think about the business's future. We need a new phone system.
What's on your mind, Menifee?
Well, it's Centel Digital Centrex.
What's Digital Centrex?
It's state-of-the-art.
Menifee.
But it's cost-effective, very dependable, and flexible.
But where are we going to put it all?
Mr. Malachek, all you need is a phone on your desk.
Let's do it, Menifee. To the future.
To the future.
Centel Digital Centrex. From Centel, where people connect.
America West, we fly with pride, we care for you.
Start packing. America West Value Pack is back. You get up to 6 flights for only $234. No reservations needed, guaranteed seats. For Value Pack destinations and to order, call your travel agent or this number.
America West, what we serve is you.
I see we share a oneness for muffin and egg breakfast sandwiches brought to us by the discriminating people at AM/PM mini markets. Have you opted for the succulence of ham or the firmly packed sausage? How does the introductory price of 99 cents grab you? Served hot and toasty, bringing you to line, my dear.
Fill up for less on a new muffin and egg breakfast sandwich at AM/PM, now just 99 cents.
value, variety, and the convenience of one-stop shopping. Star Nursery, the brightest star in Las Vegas for all your home's lawn and gardening needs. Look for the brightest values in the special Star Nursery insert in Sunday's RJ. Right now, Medallion Fescue Sod from Pacific Sod is just 25 cents a square foot, and this Rainjet 6-station digital timer is just $29.99 at Star Nursery. All-star values from Star Nursery with 3 Las Vegas locations.
Opportunity Village has been helping the mentally handicapped of Las Vegas for years. Now the facility is in great need of new space and rehabilitation. It's trying to get some land from the state, but has been running into some trouble.
The needs of Opportunity Village are immediate. The facility could use expansion and repair.
We have buildings with concrete slabs buckling from soil erosion. We have shoring up ceilings from roofs collapsing. We have some pretty serious